hello again, everyone. I'm Chris Lincoln. Thanks for joining us for ESPN's weekly recap of horse racing. We start this week's digest off with the top three-year-old Thoroughbred stakes races from around the nation last week. Our first stop takes us to New York, the Big A Aqueduct Racetrack, their $250,000 Gotham Mile. Prestonwood Farms undefeated DeHaas. The 8-5 favorite is on the lead as we join the Gotham. But he's about to be challenged by last year's champion two-year-old in Canada, Talkin' Man.
DeHaas has been taking pressure most of the way. There goes Talkin' Man now, who confronts DeHaas with 3 furlongs to run. And Devious Course moves into contention. He's third on the outside. King's Fiction is now running in fourth. Hey Big Spender is back to fifth. Then it's On to Luck as the field comes to the top of the stretch. DeHaas down on the inside, and Talkin' Man rolls by. Talkin' Man has taken the lead. He's in front by a half length. DeHaas under a furious drive trying to stay with Talkin' Man. 3 lengths back to Devious Course. It's a big break back to the rest of them. Mountain of Laws is a distant fourth. Here's the Canadian Talkin' Man opening up through the final furlong of the Gotham, and he'll win full of run in a good-looking and promising performance. Talkin' Man has won by 6.
Talkin' Man makes his first start a winning one since finishing 10th in last year's Breeders' Cup Juvenile, actually prevailing by 7 lengths here under Mike Smith in a time of 1:36.4 for the mile. The winner, who's by Canadian Triple Crown champion with approval and was the country's 2-year-old champion, will now go on to the April 15th Wood Memorial, according to trainer Roger Atfield. As for DeHaas, no plans announced. To Northern California and Bay Meadows Race Course, its Saturday feature, the $150,000 Golden State Derby at a mile and a 16th. The prohibitive favorite here at 1-5, Jumron, who gave more than a few bettors some anxious moments, waiting here until deep stretch to finally on the outside catch Sluker and prevail by 3/4 of a length under jockey Gary Alameda. Jumron, another one who also won this past weekend after a long layoff. He was rested for more than 2 months by Southern California-based trainer Gary Lewis, who thinks this son of Sharpo could be a top Kentucky Derby contender. He'll start next in the April 15th Bluegrass Stakes. We'll have it for you here on ESPN. Now to Florida and Tampa Bay Downs, where they hosted their $150,000 mile and a 16th Derby on Sunday, won by Gadzooks, a first-time stake starter who comes from mid-pack under Gary Boulanger. Coming on the outside, who'll go on to win by a length and a quarter. Behind him, a colt named Composer, sired by one of the sport's all-time greats, the late Easy Goer. Gadzooks, a 2-timer through the Keeneland sale, most recently sold for $150,000 last year. He's now only made 4 career starts, winning 2 of those for trainer Bert Saunier and Doozy Stables. 6-5 favorite Evanston, a Phil Housewald trainee, finished 4th under Mike Smith. Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas, the site of a top 3-year-old filly stake, Sunday's $75,000 mile and a 16th, Honeybee. 1-2 here, the D. Wayne Lucas trained Lily Capote on the rail. She was fighting bravely as she tried to wire the 6-horse field, but she just couldn't hold off the 2-1 second choice on the outside here, Humble 8, eventually wearing down the favorite and will win by half a length. The Honeybee, the first stakes win for this daughter Seattle Battle, who lost her last start to none other than Lily Capote. This time she got 7 pounds from the favorite, though, and turns the tables for the 3rd win of her 13-race career. Humble 8, an Arkansas bred, trained by owner breeder James Danaher. Here's an update now on the Kentucky Derby Future Book odds from Caesars Palace, Las Vegas Afternoon Delights, Timber Country Remain at 2-1. French Deputy at 4, Thunder Goats the Florida Derby winner at 6, El Tish from Europe at 7. Tejano Run is 8-1. The Racehorse Digest is brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental. Pick up your tickets for the $100,000 Thrifty Derby at a Thrifty Car Rental location in your neighborhood. By the American Quarter Horse Association, serving the American quarter horse racing industry and America's horse. By Gainsborough Farm. And by the Breeders' Cup, racing's year-round national stakes program.
The best value in fantasy sports, the $25,000 Fantasy Stables Contest, presented by Daily Racing Form. Sign up now for the next Fantasy Stables Contest, where you can manage a stable of Triple Crown and Early Times Triple Turf nominees and win $10,000 or hundreds of other prizes. When you enter, you'll receive a free copy of Daily Racing Form's popular Playing to Win home video, a special Fantasy Stables Past Performance Edition, and more. See Daily Racing Form for details on how you can win the Fantasy Stables Contest. After all, this fantasy is for real.
People, what's Long John Silver's about if it's not giving America the fish deal of its dreams? Like our famous batter dipped fish, all white chicken and crispy fries for just $1.99. And if they're hungry for more, we've got a great price on 4 delicious combination platters.
Catch a great deal for $1.99 today at Long John Silver's,
where great fish is a big deal. Now let's get out there and make some serious waves.
Don't use me.
Discover the advantages for harness racing in Illinois. When you invest in harness racing in Illinois, you can share in the nation's leading Standardbred Awards Fund. To learn more about the Illinois Advantage, contact the Illinois Department of Agriculture today.
Harness racing. It's wild. It's exciting. It's huge entertainment. The most exciting 2 minutes you'll ever know. It's not just a horse race. It's action, thrills, jackpots, good times, good friends, great atmosphere, and just plain good old-fashioned fun. The United States Trotting Association says get into harness racing at a track near you.
The action is picking up in harness racing, and to bring you the latest, let's join Dave Johnson in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
The Graduate Series opened last Saturday night at the Meadowlands, attracting the finest field of horses so far this season. Leading money winner J.C. Supremo, Pacific Rocket, and 10 other top older pacers entered the $75,000 first leg. The Bill Robinson stable of Pacific Rocket, Under Orders, and Silent Spring was sent off as the slight 7-5 choice over J.C. Supremo. And as expected, the entry battled for the lead in the early going.
And it is Under Orders by a length and a half. Pacific Rocket sits in the pocket. Barry's Choice is parked out third, with Island Glow fourth. Far outside, Brutal Trip for Silent Spring, still 3 wide. Then it's Ball and Chain, also hung out as J.C. Supremo. Moving through an opening on the inside is Broadway Jate, with Shadow Dance about 7 lengths off the lead. The half and 54 and 3. Onto the far turn. And it is Under Orders with a length lead. A perfect pocket trip so far for Pacific Rocket. Barry's Choice still grinding it out uncovered. Then it's Island Glow in fourth for Between Horses. Ball and Chain launching a 4-wide bid from the back is J.C. Supremo and Pierce. 3/4 and 1, 23 and 3, 3/16 to go, and they're on their way home. And here comes Moisea firing out with Pacific Rocket to take on Under Orders. Then it's another 2.5 to Island Glow. After that, it's Barry's Choice in deep stretch. It's Pacific Rocket in command. What a drive for Moisea. Sat in the pocket, wins it going away in 151 and 3.
Pacific Rocket is the top horse racing across the river in the Levy Series at Yonkers Raceway. And he could wind up being the top horse in the Graduate also. The series moves to Freehold and Mohawk Raceways before concluding back at the Meadowlands on May 13th. Throughout its 18-year history, the Meadowlands New Faces series for 3-year-olds has provided an early look at such outstanding pacers as Cam Fella, Guts, Forrest Skipper, and Run the Table. In last Friday night's $76,000 final, the heavy favorite was the Bill Robinson-trained Abatom, who had swept his 3 preliminary legs. And with Jack Moiseyev in the bike, the 2-5 choice was in command, turning for home.
3/4, 125 even, 3/16 to go, and they're on their way home, and it's all Abatom pouring it on and leading it by 4. Market Report is second. Out in the middle of the track, Pierce with Orchard Street in deep stretch. Abatom is tiring. Orchard Street on the outside. Here comes Orchard Street zooming by. Pierce wins his 2nd straight New Faces in 153 and 4.
Orchard Street had finished 14th and last to Abatom in his previous outing after breaking at the start. But this time he saved his best for last, scoring the upset for owner Joseph Jacobs of New York.
It's been called a brave and beautiful city. The city too busy to hate. The birthplace of a dream. It's been home to a field of dreams. And to Olympic dreams. What makes Atlanta the city of our dreams? It isn't one thing. It's everything. I'm Mayor Bill Campbell. We're Atlanta, and you're invited. Come celebrate our dreams.
I've had the same friends since I was a little kid. But this year, some of them started playing with these other kids. I guess there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's cool making new friends and all, but they weren't like us. They were, you know, different. And I heard my big brother saying some pretty bad stuff about people like them. But they seemed pretty cool, and we had a pretty good time. So, well, maybe my brother doesn't know everything.
Hey, Carlos, come on, we need you.
Don't be afraid.
Be your friend.
They're up. And it's going to be an upset. It's going to be an upset. Thrifty Car Rental Racing Across America presents the Jim Beam Stakes, Saturday, 4:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Time to check back in with the Thoroughbreds on the Racehorse Digest, specifically a pair of races featuring older horses. Let's start in Arkansas. The $220,000 mile and a 16th Razorback Handicap. It's a major prep for the April 15th Oaklawn Handicap there. Well, odds on at 1-2 after an impressive 95 debut at the beginning of the month. Silver Goblin, the gray gelding, who was going for his 8th straight victory, carrying 124 pounds.
3/4 in 1:11.1, and here they come into the stretch of the Razorback Handicap. Princess of the Mount leads it. Here's Silver Goblin now moving up to the outside. Wooden Ticket and Joseph's Robe also coming on, but it is Silver Goblin who takes command. He opens up two. Prince of the Mount is second. Wooden Ticket galloping big strides on the outside now to challenge, and Joseph's Robe at the rail, but it is Silver Goblin easily by 5 at the wire. Silver Goblin winner of the Razorback Handicap.
8 in a row now for the Goblin as he comes home 5.5 lengths in front under jockey Dale Cordova, winning at odds of 1-2 for trainer Kenny Smith and owner Al Horton. Silver Goblin has now won 14 of 18 career starts, earning more than $875,000. He hasn't lost since last year's Preakness. Silver Goblin thought to be likely for the April 15th Oaklawn Handicap at trainer Kenny Smith, also considering a bit more time for him, going to the National Jockey Club Handicap at Sportsman's Park. Taking a look at the race from the Equibase viewpoint, the full order of finish with the lengths behind the winner on the right. And that's all you need to say, 5.5 in front. To Southern California, Santa Anita, Sunday's 44th running of the $250,000 San Luis Rey at 1.5 miles on the grass. Prohibitive choice at 1-5. Last year's Oak Tree Invitational winner, Sand Pit. Trevor Denman picks up the call.
They come past the 5/16 and the leader still square cut, but Sand Pit is absolutely cantering on his outside. A very confident Corey Nakatani now just lets Sand Pit breeze to the front. He's going past him almost condescendingly here. They come for home, and Sand Pit now let loose, and he strides away impressively. And it's going to be the Brazilian-bred Sand Pit, just super impressive again today as he strolls through the lane. Sand Pit impressive, River Rhythm second, and Square Cut finish third.
He's lost only once in his last 5 starts. That was last year's Japan Cup. The Brazilian-bred Sand Pit returns triumphantly, taking the $267,000 San Luis Rey by 1.25 lengths under jockey Corey Nakatani. Trainer Dick Mandela now getting ready to try the chestnut, and then even longer, 1 3/4 miles, the April 23rd San Juan Capistrano at Santa Anita, next for Sand Pit. Now the results of the 56th running of the Widener Handicap from Hialeah Park, as it was won by the Shug McGahee trained Party Manners, owned and bred by Ogden Mills Phipps. This is a son of private account out of the Nijinsky II mare, Duty Dance, winning by 1.5 lengths the time for the 1 1/8, 147-1 over Dusty Screen and Pride of Burkan. And our congratulations to Hialeah Park. This past Sunday, the track set a new all-time record total handle, more than $8 million. It broke the old mark of $7.7 million, set just a week earlier. Now for our Breeders' Cup Horse of the Week, we'll head to Beulah Park, Grove City, Ohio. The $30,000 added Buckeye Breeders' Cup Handicap. It's 3-year-old. The race run on March 18th. It's a premium stakes race at 6 furlongs. Regal Diamond, owned by Pyrite Stables, trained by Miguel Feliciano. Battling for the lead in the stretch under jockey Benny Feliciano, the trainer's brother. Regal Diamond, the 2-to-1 second choice, takes over inside the 16th pole to go on to win by a length in 1:10-1 over a fast track. Bred in Ohio by Dr. D.W. Frazier, Regal Diamond of Buckeye Bred wins the Buckeye Breeders' Cup. The first place check of $25,560, including $6,000 in Breeders' Cup funds. Now let's take a look at some upcoming stakes races in the Breeders' Cup program. Every month, this special panel of turf riders selects the Thoroughbred Owners and Breeders Association's Owner of the Month in Thoroughbred Racing. Our special profile is then sponsored by Gainsborough Farm. Well, the February Owner of the Month took Dave Bruner to Florida to catch up with someone who tries to avoid the spotlight but his winning thoroughbreds just won't allow it.
Oh, down here is the greatest.
Ask Alex Campbell his most thrilling moment in thoroughbred racing, and he'll tell you without any hesitation.
The last race that I won, whatever it was, I think that at that moment there's no greater thrill.
That's a pretty revealing statement when you realize all that this amiable Lexington, Kentucky native has accomplished in a lifetime in horse racing. He's campaigned a number of Grade 1 winners like Rootin' Tootin' Wootin', Dreamy Mimi, and perhaps one of the sport's greatest race mares ever, Goodbye Halo, the sensation he co-owned with Arthur Hancock, who won 7 Grade 1 stakes, including the 1988 Kentucky Oaks. In February, another mare from the Campbell stable was the heroine of the hour, Queen's Court Queen, who won her last 3 starts before being retired. The Grade 2 San Gorgonio, the Grade 1 Santa Maria, and the most recent, the Grade 1 Santa Margarita.
You don't like carrots, do you?
But Campbell treasures all his victories, no matter how small, and all his horses, and he tries to show them that as often as he can.
Yeah, I love all animals, but I guess I love horses the best, and the privilege of being around them as much as I am. A lot of owners don't like to go out in the morning, and they don't like to go in the stalls, and they don't like to mess with their horses, but I know most of my horses, and even some out in California, I could come out there and I might not be there for 3 weeks, but Queen's Court knew who I was, and that makes you feel pretty good, you know, and so it's like having a lot of extra group of friends, and those are my horses.
But Campbell's absolute best friend is W.T. Young, whom he's known for more than 40 years, and a man whom he brought into racing in the late 70s. It's a move that eventually resulted in Young winning last year's Preakness and Belmont Stakes with Tabasco Cat.
I feel like Bill is just like a brother. I couldn't think more of him if he were my brother, so we've had a lot of fun together over the years, and the fact that he's gotten interested in the horses and done so well, that's just been a great thrill to me.
To be a friend of Alex Campbell's requires one small favor, and that is to allow him to name a horse after you, something he really gets a kick out of. His 3-year-old Mr. Purple, second recently to Afternoon Delights in the San Vicente, is an example, named for Buddy David Reynolds for the obvious reason. Then there's one of his favorites, Ice Cream Melissa.
Broker made
The Ice Cream Melissa was named after a little girl that worked in Baskin-Robbins, and her name was Melissa. And when the little boys would come in, Melissa would say, "John, say, what do you want?" John would say, "Ice cream, Melissa." So that's where the name came from.
Even though the names of his horses can be a real hoot, one look at their pedigrees shows a serious commitment to the game. Campbell follows the time-honored formula, breeding some of his blue hen mares to the best stallions like Leafard, or more recently seeking the gold, and then hoping for the best. When they're ready to race, Campbell predictably and quite understandably sends them to some of the country's best-known conditioners, like the Hall of Famer Ron McAnally. But he also sends some to those still trying to make a name, like Allison Register and Sally Shue, giving them the type of horses almost any trainer would kill for.
It's helped me a lot, and I'm very fortunate to have Mr. Campbell for an owner. He helps a lot of people, and he's helped a lot of trainers, and especially women trainers, get started. It's hard for women to get going in this business, and I think that he's been very nice about giving me horses, and Allison Register has some horses for him, and we appreciate it.
Since Alex Campbell was born and bred in the Bluegrass State, it's been a lifelong dream to run for and win the Roses on the first Saturday in May. He thought earlier this year that he might have a shot with Mr. Purple, but thinks that now he may have to find another path for him instead. He's not quite ready for the Triple Crown grind. It's the same unselfish logic he uses with all his friends, horse or human.
A lot of my horses are just not ready for that kind of a campaign. We bring them along slowly, and we don't ever overtrain a horse. We don't ever abuse a horse, and whenever they get ready, they get ready. Consequently, I've got 3-year-olds right now in the barn that have not raced, and I think they're tremendously talented, and they've had little things that have slowed them up, and we'll find out, but that's just kind of my philosophy of not thinking of the horse first and the owner second.
Gainsborough Farm has presented this Owner of the Month profile on Alex Campbell. For more information on how you can become a Thoroughbred owner, contact the Thoroughbred Owners and Breeders Association, Lexington, Kentucky.
As we, the class of '95, rise to the challenge of a new day, our achievements will not be tainted by the smell of corruption. We will find bold new solutions that will not only ensure a clean start, but will also, ever so softly, serve notice that we are not a generation of slackers. We are the future, and we've come for what's ours.
Thrifty Car Rental presents the $100,000 Thrifty Derby, the race where you, yes you, can win $5,000 in cash. Sony TVs from Electric Avenue at Montgomery Ward, or hundreds of other prizes. Pick up your Thrifty Derby tickets at a Thrifty Car Rental location in your neighborhood. Look for pre-race coverage in USA Today, then watch ESPN's Kentucky Derby special on Saturday, May 6th for exclusive coverage of the Thrifty Derby from Thrifty Car Rental.
In 1994, the DeBartolo Triple played host to some of the best 3-year-olds in the world, including Breeders' Cup Classic winner Concern, who ran in 2/3 of the DeBartolo Triple. And Soul of the Matter bounced back in the fall, winning the Super Derby. In 1995, the $300,000 Remington Park Derby will be run Saturday, April 8th. The $300,000 Ohio Derby at Thistledown goes to post June 17th. And the Super Derby at Louisiana Downs comes up September 30th. All are nationally televised on ESPN. So showcase your stable star in the DeBartolo Triple.
Let's move to the Racing American Quarter Horses. We start off now with a check on the longest winning streak in the sport, as Pie's Royal Request was back in action at Sunland Park in New Mexico. As he went to the gate in the West Texas Maturity, Pie's Royal Request was looking for his 12th consecutive victory. He's on the inside.
There they go. In the West Texas Maturity, and Glass Heart's got away quickly to take the lead. Pie's Royal Request right there on the inside. Saucy Native between horses. It's Casual is fourth, and now Pie's Royal Request has taken the lead from Glass Heart. Here comes It's Casual on the outside, but Pie's Royal Request will win 12 in a row. Pie's Royal Request by 1 over It's Casual. Riadosin ran third.
No problem for that 4-year-old winning machine as he takes the Maturity by a length. As usual, jockey Larry Gomez in control for trainer Wayne Brasher and owners Howard and Wanda Lannis. No definite word yet as to where Pie's Royal Request will seek lucky win number 13. Now the 400-yard Sandia Handicap older horses. Number 2, a Daydream Believer, was the choice to take his 3rd in a row. But it was Saucy Native looking to be the Sandia's homecoming queen.
They're off in the Sandia Handicap, and a Daydream Believer hopped in the air at the start. Saucy Native gets the first call. AM News is showing speed on the outside. Slick Ace is at the rail, then it's Bugs winning it. Saucy Native has the lead. AM News is coming after him. Slick Ace, Bugs winning it. Saucy Native in front.
Watch the favorite, A Daydream Believer, eliminated at the start, leaving Saucy Native to romp down the outside for the upset. Another long shot, Am News, chased her home in second, with Slick Ace holding off for third. Saucy Native finds the winner's circle for the first time since taking this race in 1994. For owner Bud Cox and trainer Richard Fry. Mike Short was aboard, king a very healthy trifecta of over $2,800. Finally to Bandera Downs in Texas. A look at some up-and-comers, the $181,000 Winnermaker Breeders' Challenge Futurity. Public support, number 1, Game Streaker, and 3, Copy Coin.
They're off in the Breeders' Challenge Futurity. Down low, Game Streaker away very quickly. Alongside the Bernie Smash right there with him, also Copy Coin. Mid-track, some challenge from All Like Cash on the extreme outside. Mr. Slick and Shiny. Down the stretch they come. Game Streaker, the duel with Copy Coin. They're head-to-head, nose-to-nose as they come to the wire.
A great finish to the Winnermaker with Copy Coin and Jackie Martin taking a narrow decision over Game Streaker and jockey David Brown. All That Cash was a half-length back in third. Copy Coin is owned by Houston Travel, trained by Cotton Barrington, and is now 2 for 2 in his short but profitable career. For more information on the Racing American Quarter Horse, call the American Quarter Horse Association toll-free in Amarillo, Texas, 1-800-414-RIDE.
Last year, America's fastest athlete raced at more than 100 tracks in North America for some $50 million in purses. Get in on the action of owning your very own Racing American Quarter Horse. Call 1-800-414-RIDE to receive a free guide to owning America's fastest athlete. Discover how easy it is to buy at auction, claim a racehorse, choose a trainer, determine cost, and much more. 1-800-414-RIDE is your ticket to owning and racing America's fastest athlete.
It's the best value in fantasy sports, the $25,000 Fantasy Stables Contest, presented by Daily Racing Form. Sign up now for the next Fantasy Stables Contest, where you can manage a stable of Triple Crown and Early Times Triple Turf nominees and win $10,000 or hundreds of other prizes. When you enter, you'll receive a free copy of Daily Racing Form's popular Playing to Win home video, a special Fantasy Stables Past Performance Edition, and more. See Daily Racing Form for details on how you can win the Fantasy Stables Contest. After all, this fantasy is for real.
Jack won the tradition in 90 and again in 91. The Bears back and making another run. Likewise, Lee Trevino, he's in the day's last threesome. You'll see them both when you join our ESPN golf team for live third-round coverage later today, 5:30 Eastern Time.
That March 31st deadline is upon us to sign up for the Early Times Fantasy Stables Contest for the Triple Crown this spring, presented by the Daily Racing Form. At stake, $25,000 in cash and prizes, including the $10,000 grand prize for the person or persons with that fantasy stable that earns the most in total purse money through June 10th. Again, the signing deadline, March 31st. Call 1-800-789-7667. Well, next for us on our Thrifty Car Rental Racing Across America series on ESPN, join us live Saturday, April 1st at 4:30 Eastern. The richest of all the Triple Crown prep races, the $600,000 Jim Beam Stakes from Turfway Park in Florence, Kentucky. 8 are expected, including the sensational 3-year-old filly, Serena's Song, seen here in action, winning the Santa Anita Oaks. She'll be challenged by the boys, including Tahano Run and Mekki. The Beam has been the stepping stone to great success in the classics in the 1990s. Hope you'll join us live at 4:30 Eastern for the Jim Beam on ESPN. See you next week on the Racehorse Digest. So long, everyone. The Racehorse Digest has been brought to you by Thrifty Car Rental. Pick up your tickets for the $100,000 Thrifty Derby.